Alright. Oh. Alright. What's going on, chat room? I have a bunch of stuff. Okay. Hello, my loyal chatter. I actually have some slight variation here on the the layout. Ooh, got a YouTube chat right there now. Pretty sick. It's kind of large, actually. Like larger than the Twitch chat. Yo, that's, you can't even read that. That's too small. Maybe I can change the properties. Width, like 300. Aha. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. I guess I could put it down here, actually. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Boom. We got 2 chats. Nobody's typing in either of them. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, how's it going? How's the audio? Audio good? Hello? And one person's chatting in. We doing good? Everything sound good? You can hear me well? Am I loud and clear? Oh boy. I hope I am. We're gonna get some musicking playing here. We'll just pull up we'll pull up some Calamity Lo-Fi. Well, that at a good volume? I think it might be a little loud. What's the volume of this looking like? Pretty okay? What does that mean? Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? Is it perfectly splendid? Great. Alright. Okay. Chat. Last time we made some pretty good progress. I feel like. I got this. You can run, you can jump, you can slide, which I'm apparently bad at. Ooh, la la. Got stamina working. All pretty good. I feel like I did okay. Now today, we will be performing something much more complicated. Which is What even is it? Does anyone even know? Like, I don't even know. I'm gonna be making something. Actually, let me open up Note. Okay. World gen behavior. Make grid space. X by Y grid. Take chunks and place them in this grid. Each chunk gets an X and Y address. Reads the address of the player in a given moment. Keeps the 5 by 5 grid around the player's address written down. If some of these squares would be out of bounds of the grid, load chunks on the opposite side to take up those spaces. Yes. So I think... first thing we would want to do is make it like load in a grid, right? So we'd want to have a thing that takes what? Got a thing that takes in a X and Y value and creates a grid with that as the perimeter, I guess, right? I guess that would be the start. I don't even know how. I would need to give each grid chunk an address. How do I even do that? Do I put it? I guess. I'm gonna chill into music right now. What? It's weird. YouTube has like a weird like auto. Anyways, got any opinions on this chat? Any ideas? Make this work? What does it say? My bitrate is unstable. Average stream bitrate too high? What does that even mean, too high? What does that mean? Is my bitrate too high? Am I too good? Oh, this said my stream is healthy, so. YouTube says I'm okay. Twitch, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Take it off the screen. Oops. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm trying to like move around windows and stuff, but my mouse keeps clicking when I don't want it to. Okay. Give me some time to settle in here. Hello. What'd you miss? Not much. I was just thinking. For the most part. I only feel the need to be entertaining right now because there is nobody else here. Names about minions? As in from Despicable Me, or like in general, like a minion, like a disciple? Because I have some pretty wrong opinions actually that maybe you're not ready to hear. You might not be ready to hear my opinion about the yellow minions, okay? Yeah. I honestly have a bone to pick with them, to be honest. Why? Because their whole thing is they like serve whoever's like evil or whatever, right? Which means they would have, you know what side they would have been on in World War II, okay? And it was not the Allies. That's all I'm saying. Now in the lore, I think they were trapped in a cave during World War II. But like, you know what they would have done if they weren't trapped in a cave. Come on now. Let's not be foolish. So I really just can't support any creatures that would, that would do that. That's all I'm saying. And also, they named one of them Kevin, and that's like one of the most popular ones. So a lot of the time the name Kevin comes up, and people are like, "Oh, the minion, the minion," and it's like, it's just annoying for me. Same with Fortnite and the cube, Kevin the cube. You know how many times in school it's like, "Oh, Kevin the cube," like, bro, pissing me off. What are we doing? I'm not doing anything. Let me turn up. Let me change your color. Let me change your color. Why can't I change this? Oh, brother. I do not want to do it. I don't know what this is. I'm good. Can I not change the color of a... I just wanna... like, be able to easily pick it out. Aha. Uh, sure. Pure white. That's easy to spot. Okay, now the chunk. Each individual chunk needs to have a size, right? Like a sort of predetermined size to them. It would obviously be larger than this, but it'll do for now. Okay. So this is gonna be a prefab. We're gonna create empty, we're gonna call it grid. And the chunks will live in the grid, right? So what we do is we make a script. The script looks It looks at the grid. We're gonna make this 1.8. And the size will be 2 for now. Sure. Right? It'll place planes. It'll take an X and a Y, and it'll place these chunks with their planes in that you know, depending on however many things are in them. Right? And then what? And then what? What does it do after that? I guess it just does that, right? It just places them. If we get, okay, let's get that working first. How about that? Okay, so what we'll do is we have the grid. We'll make a script. Mono behavior script. Grid manager. Right? We'll have a public int what do you call it? the Okay, let's call it x range. And then public int y range. Now, on start, then we will serialize field private game object chunk prefab. And we'll make a private load grid. Load grid. So it's some pseudo code, right? How would you do this? For each what for each row in Y range, for each column in X range, place chunk make offset offset next side, and then offset next row size. And so it would do that, and it would place everything. Wait, what are we doing? I'm making... You'll see. Because it's gonna work first try, you'll see. You'll see exactly what we're doing. And when you see it, you'll explode. I lost that thing. Okay. So for each row in Y range, which what? In? Right. You don't do for each loop because it's not an array. Wow. Okay, so you do current int current y equals 0. Int current x equals 0. Why are you? It's fine, but I'm that's fine. Okay, wow. What's the best energy drink? I mean, I like Red Bull. I drink a lot of Red Bull, but I don't mind Monster either, to be honest. I haven't had it that much though, because it's too big of a can. It's like intimidating. Wow, current. I don't even know what is like the X and the Y. What is the difference between them? Not what's the difference, but in this case. Well, current Y is less than Y range. Wow. Wow. Current X is less than X range. What a good vapor flavor. It's just a default. You don't need to get fancy with it. You just take the default and you survive off of that. I don't even know what the other flavors are. I've never tried them. What do you still call them? Okay, while the current X is in the what? I've never tried the default yet. I heard it was nasty. It's not nasty. It's good. It's like, I don't know. It's like drinking like infected water or something. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's like drinking a bag of Sour Patch Kids. Pretty much. Okay, for each column in the X range, it doesn't sound that bad. It's really not that bad. It's good, trust. Anti-H. Chunk. Prefab. At. What is it? Game object origin. Okay, but I need a location? Transform. I don't know. At current Y, current X. That work? Doesn't work. How do you do? What am I doing? Now convert int to scene management scene. How do you pick where this goes? How to pick where an object is inside the item. You choose when an object is instantiated by defining its position, rotation, and parent transform. Yeah, you don't say. You can choose where it is, like saying where it is. Object original. Vector 3 position. Quaternion rotation. Transform parent. New vector 3. Current X. Current Y. 0. Quaternion dot identity. Okay. Dot transform. Boom. That's perfect. Right? I don't know. Wait, what is the X and the Y? Because the X. No, Y needs to be 0. Wait. Yes. Y is the one that's supposed to be 0. But then current. I don't. Wait. Because if I don't know which way I'm even facing. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, this. The Z is the X. What? Okay. I don't know. This is 0, and then this is current Y. Sure. I guess. That makes sense. And then because if it's 0, well, okay. Because what if I? Because this isn't 0, 0. 0, 0 would be here. If I took another one of you and I added like 2, that's not even close to enough. 20, maybe. Okay, we'll say 20 for now. We'll do that. Dang. Look, you found one of my emotes. So we'll do current y times 20. Current x times 20. So it'll place the chunk and then offset the next piece. So current x. Do you see it? You can see it on the stream. The email. You said, oh dang. Current x. What, +1? Plus? And then you do current y plus. And it will just, this should work. No? It won't for sure, but. And then we'll just put this at the start. Load grid. Okay. Like this. Grid. You can get the grid manager privileges, and we'll just make this 5 by 5. And then it needs the prefab, which is you. Okay. What are the odds that this works? What are the odds that this crashes Unity? Let's find out. Oh! Okay. Not a 5 by 5. Exactly. It also feels like more than what I put in initially, but like more space between them than I. This is quite interesting. Okay, what's going on? Because it only made 5. Right? Like it didn't even make. What? Why should it do that? Oh. And then current x equals 0. It resets the x value. Of course. This has to work. Boom! Oh my god, it actually worked. It made a 5 by 5 grid. Wow. That's very surprising. I'm very surprised I got this to work this quickly. Okay. Cool. Cool. The one thing, this probably doesn't need to be that big. I could probably make this like 10. Okay. So it makes that. Aha! Yeah, I think it just made a giant grid this time. Boom! Now let me make this a little. Oh, that's why. Because the prefab wasn't the same size. Yeah, like, what is this? Just so we can see it better. So theoretically, as long as I make this Oh, whoops. And then we'll just make a public int size or public float size times size. Oh, it's easier for me to change as I please. Really having fun with the emotes. Okay, and size will be 20. I guess I could do size times equals. That way, it's actually easier for me to put in the sign. So I can say it's 2. Even it's 1.8, but try typing in let's see what's a good one. Try typing in scared with a capital S. You'll see it in a second. No, my viewers. I was at 4 viewers and now I'm at 2. So sad. Was it 2 bots? Most likely, but still. Okay, so now alright, I can't jump on these because they're not defined as ground. Okay, cool. So that works pretty well, I'd say. What's another one? Let's see. Type in AGA. 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 I mean, she's moving around. Holy. My average view duration on YouTube is 13 minutes and 37 seconds. That's the elite number. Ooh, that's the elite. That's the elite. Try typing in glorp. Type in glorp. Glorp, not glory. Yes, yes, yes. There's so many emotes. Like type in hi, just H-I. Yeah, I have like might be 100 of these. Somewhere around there. But you gotta have the browser extension. Type in QQ. QQ, like the letter Q twice. Anyways. You're distracting me from my important work here. What are they doing? Right. Right. So each chunk are you okay. Each chunk needs a coordinate. We're gonna add a box collider to this. Okay, so why is the box collider all the way over there? Like why? It doesn't even make sense. Okay, and you're gonna be a lot larger. You're gonna be a 10 by 10 by 10. That way it fits the whole chunk. And you're going to be not a collider, but a trigger. Ho ho ho. Ho ho ho. It is social distancing. True. Okay. should tag you. You should be tagged. I'll add a tag. Call you a chunk. Be tagged. Boom. Okay. Now. Now you see. We add. How do I do this? Alien, please, 3. It is. Yeah, a lot of them are. I mean, some of them are just kind of words, but some of them are like emotes. You're really helping with my Twitch engagement because you're chatting so much. It's like, you know, Twitch is gonna think like, wow, you must be really interactive with your audience. Yeah. It was 4 viewers in here at some point, and then they both left. So don't know what that was about. Oh no, my leg is cramping now. Oh my god. Okay, I kind of parried it. Okay. What's up, danger? Yeah, that's if I start beating it. That's a little suspicious. Alright, I didn't really want to know about what you get up to in your free time like that, but it's okay. Okay. What are we doing? So I need each of the you know. Yeah. For sure. Each of the chunks need to have their X and Y values stored in them. And then how do I do this? Because I need. Let me get a second. Deduce this, right? Each chunk needs X and Y ports, right? Go. Each chunk needs X and Y chords. When these are set when made in the grid manager script. Where are these stored? Must be linked to their collider. But then it would have to, when made in the Grund manager script. In the Grunda manager? The Grunda major. Okay. Must be linked to their collider. But how, I need to access it. Needs to be accessed. That's the issue. Because like when I'm in a square, it needs to get the coordinates of the square I'm in. And also be able to spawn in, like move around the surrounding coordinate things. I have to make a list? Not a list. An array? I need to make like a two-dimensional array. How do I do that? Unity, how to make a 2D array? What is a 2D array? Is this correct? It's a standard array for fixed size grids, such as chessboard or tama. Int grid. Grid new int 10 by 10. What? Okay. So apparently public what I guess it would be a game object array spawn map grid. Map grid equals equals game object x range y range. Haha. Equals new game object? Oh, okay. So this would make then game object chunk equals map grid current x current y equals chunk. Boom. Boom. You're sleepy. Well, go to bed then. I'm busy. Okay. I'm busy doing important work here. Okay, so now each thing is good to go. Hooray. My chair legs just fell off. Let me try not to fall down when I do this. Current x, current y equals the chunk. So that should fill out the array. Okay. Oh my god. What in the world is going on? Oh no. Okay. It's because I just need to increase the y a little bit. Now the good thing is it didn't say any of my objects are outside of the range of my array, which means that it worked. I think. I guess. If I have this grid, what if I made it like 30 by 30? I'm gonna save in case this crashes. I mean, it works. It works just fine, actually. Makes a really big grid. Okay, cool. Stick with the 5x5 for now. You know, be realistic. Hold on, let me do my Duolingo lesson. I can't lose my streak. Well, I'm not gonna do my Duolingo lesson. I'm gonna do the cheat way, which is do the words practice. Which is still technically practicing. It's just really easy. With the milk. Boom. July. What about August? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, how do we go about doing this? We have the array. How do I access that array then, right? I think I have to put a script on the prefab, have it not only set the array, but then set the individual prefab in their script, their x and y coordinates, have that be equal to their coordinates in the array. That way, you know. Okay. So, something like make a new script. I don't know if it needs to be a script necessarily, or if it could just be like, I guess it could just be an empty chunk words. Like, literally just public int x chords, public int y chord. Like, I just need these two variables to be on each of these things. And then chunk dot get component chunk chords dot x chord equals current x. No, I spell that. Y chord equals current y. Then we put, open this, the scripts. You're the one, this box collider. We put this on you. Let's try from one paper. Of course it doesn't. Okay. Mono behavior. Okay, whatever. Sure. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what mono behavior. Okay. Now that works. Maybe. Now we add in on speaker, enter. Void. Debug.log. X port. I don't know if that's gonna trigger because I don't know. Let's see. It actually okay. 2 2 1 1 1 1 2 2 2. Hey, genius. 3 3. Bro, I might be the best to ever do it. 4 3 3 2. Oh. Would it stop working? Oh no, it's collapsing. Don't collapse. 2 1 3 1. Oh. Fell through the world. Okay, but that works. Now, then, what it has to do it needs access to the array, which I don't think I can give it. I guess I could map grid equals get component in parent grid manager dot app grid. Identifier selected. Oh, game object. Map grid. Give me that. Game object. Okay, map grid equals that, right? So it should be able to get the array. Then, and then I want it to debug.log map grid. Okay, here's what I'll do. to private grid manager grid, and then let's say on start, whatever. Grid equals map. So we can just put in grid.mapGrid, debug.log, grid.current x plus grid.current. Just for me to check and see if it's working. My stream freeze? Weird. We're good. Okay. So now I should say the same thing twice. Hopefully. Just a goal. Oh, brother. Why is it not set to an instance of an object? Okay, well, let's ignore that for now. On 17 now? Why? Is it just because you're like weird? Can you like move over here or something? Like you're too in the way? Yeah, okay. It's because it's doing it on the first frame, which might be a problem later on. But I can just change the script execution order, I suppose. Okay. So this is 05. Right, because it's, of course it's gonna say 05, because, yeah. Because it's the last. What are they even trying to check with that? I don't even know. How would I get... Okay. Find 8 surrounding points using map grid boards. if some range loop around. Back to 0. Place each one in proper place. How do we go about doing that? Because obviously I could find the 8 surrounding chunks one by one, but that can't be optimal, right? There's no shot. That can't be the best way of doing it. Unity. How would I find 8 surrounding objects in a 2D array? Finding 8 neighbors in a 2D array. I've looked around for this question. There are some answers to the question, but none that I really understand. The problem is to check for 8 neighbors in a 2D array containing characters, either in or code. Counter. Check. Well, I was like, hey, if this works, I don't have a solution. It's not some function. The coordinates, I don't have a solution for this. For int I equals -1, I is less than or equal to 1 plus I. For int j equals -1, if I or j and is a line. What? What? It's to check for 8 neighbors in a 2D array. I don't know what this is even trying to say. I don't even know what this is telling me. Use a nested loop to check indices at offsets from -1 to 1 around your target coordinates. Bruh. If we think of the cell coordinates as row and column, we get the neighbors by looking in the row above, the same row in the row below, at the column before, the same column, so forth. Get these values, we simply set min row equals cell. Bro. What? Quick list. We have a 2D array. Okay. First we need the width and the height. This one could I get around the length index. Width equals that plus 1, height equals that plus 1. Now we have this, we can get neighbors. I've only done east west, no, not east west, sure you get the idea. Okay, but this is just doing the same. This is just individually checking. I don't think there's any easy way of doing it. Like, I think I have to just manually get all I have to manually get all surrounding. No shot, because that'd be so annoying to do, but I have to do it for I'd have to do it. I guess what if I do it the same way I made the array? or like it starts at what at it would be what, 2 up and then 2 to the side, right, to be in like the top left corner, like 2 up and 2 to the left. And I can have, instead of 2, it could be like, I could put like a range variable to pick the range in which it searches, and then it would then place each tile of the grid in that specific place. Skipping the one you're already on. I guess it doesn't have to skip the one you're already on. And then this is a little complicated, but I think that's okay, because this is probably one of the most complicated things I'm gonna have to do. Okay, so for example, it knows you're on junk, let's say 35, right? So what it would do, alright, let's just say it knows you're on 0, 0. Take in range variable 2. Start at, what would it be? Y plus 2, x minus 2. Place chunk of those chords. Starting there, moving plus x until x plus 2, because it'd be the plus 2 plus 1 0, or minus 2 minus 1 0 plus 1 plus 2. 2, go to next row, repeat until y minus 2. Down to next row, repeating until y is 2. Each chunk is placed by current chunk transform plus / minus 5 variable in management. So then every time you go into a new chunk, it would place all the ones around you. And this would make it infinitely wrapped, I think. Maybe. I feel like this would work. If this works, I may be a genius. No offense. No offense? Why would I say no offense? Who am I offending by saying that? Okay, we're going to say oh, my brain is nothing. Place tiles. Private void place tiles. Okay. So it gets, so it knows which chunk you're on, takes in a range variable. So we're going to make make it a public. int range. I wouldn't need to change this very much. Because I'm not gonna have to change this much, I'll private int range equals 2. Face tiles. Right. I already forgot. Okay. It needs to best with why every chat message the bot. You're getting banned, but I'll ban you for 1 day, you bot. You bot. I'll ban you permanently, you bot. State your case. State your case why I shouldn't kill you right now. Set your base, you're done. You get killed, you get slain. Okay, anyways. Takes in a range variable. Starts at y plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, for I equals negative range, I until I is so I equals negative range while I is less than it'd be for the y. Oh, so this, you flip this. And range I minus minus. What is the oh, I see. I was just doing it wrong. Okay. Int I equals range initialization condition, as long as this remains true, iterator. So now you do for int j equals negative range. J is great. It's less than or equal to range j plus plus. Nested for loops is the way. So then you would play its instantiate no Map grid. IJ dot transform dot position equals new vector 3. What's wrong here? Map grid does not exist in the current context. You're right. Sorry, but game object. And then we put this in this arch. Alright. Now, current vision equals new vector 30. This is a 0. You take game object dot transform dot x times no yes no current position plus or minus, so you do plus, and this is the x. You put the y first. Right. So I I times your dot size. Why doesn't this work? Transform dot position dot x 0. Transform dot position dot y plus j times good dot size. It's probably, I don't think this is right, but it might work. And then that'll go. Is this it? It just places. Right. And then how would I do this? It's very easy to say. How to check if a certain number is out of an array. If index check have to okay, it's because you have to think, okay, what if it's all the way to the left of the array? Then the thing, none of this is oriented correctly at all. Like, none of this makes any sense. It's not in... I don't know what the orientation of this is. Okay, let's just see. Because this should work so long as the character is not on the edge, right? Because, like, this isn't gonna work. It's gonna break because I'm out of the Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Okay, that's not exactly what I expected you to say. Necessarily. Where was this? 29. 29. I think it was this one. Map grid. Oh. Wait. It's starting at range. Right. Oh my god. This is so confusing. Current it would be X chord plus I, Y chord plus J. That's not even the error that popped up. That's another entirely. That is probably breaking this. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. What are you saying? I don't understand that part. What is not set to an instance of an object? That I don't get that. Okay, see if I stand on a spot in the middle. No. What is not set to an instance of an object here? Unnecessary. Oh. Map grid equals grid dot map grid, which is this. Right, because if maybe this would work. I think maybe that's why I did this. It was because the grid, if the grid is being created as it places each thing down, then they wouldn't have access to the grid. But if it assigns the grid to them, okay, that's better. Index is outside the bounds of the array. That's what we want to see. Yeah, because if it's making it on start, then there's a chance that the grid didn't exist yet, or whatever. So now, if I stand here... Index is outside the bounds of the array. Where was I? Let me try this again. I need to stand right in the center. That's what I need to make sure I do. Which I thought that was the center. Because this is the direct center, which should mean nothing changes. Oh, okay. Stuff very much changed. We're gonna change range to 1. Just so I can maybe test this out. Okay. Okay. That's just not right at all. I don't know what I just did. What in the world? Okay, it is moving the pieces around at least. Okay. What is it supposed to be doing? It's not that. I equals range. Okay, so I equals 1. While it is greater than -1, so it should do 1, 0, 1. Greater than or equal to 1, 0, 1, I minus minus. J equals negative range. Change. Okay. I think the issue is that I don't know how this is oriented, I guess. I mean, there really is no orientation. It's kind of just whatever. Okay, because this is 0, 0. I think. So you'd expect that one up there should be 5, 5. Which way is it going? This is 0, 1. Okay, so it's like this. Because this is 0, 0. And this is 1, 0. Can I make it go the other way? Then? That way this would be... I don't like that it's going this way. Because this is 2, 1. This is 2, 2. This is 3, 2. This is 4. This is 3, 3. Right. And this would be 4, 4. And that's the highest that it goes. 4, 4. Because it is zeros. Okay. Let's see if I can change this. I guess this would go the other way, and this is fine. That way it'll at least generate more like an actual grid. Which will just be easier for me. Okay. Yeah, like this. This is 0, 0. This is 1, 0. Boom. Okay. This is an actual grid now. Now, what is going on here? Okay, map grid. So I starts as 1. Map grid. X coordinate. What should I say? We're on 0. Well, let's say we're at the middle, which is 2, 2. So it'd be 2 plus 1. So it would be 3 Could be 3. One? So it's at 3, 1. What? What? Why would it start at 3, 1? Okay, wait. So we are on 2, 2. Right? We're on 2, 2. And the first one it starts on is 3, 1. Nope, that's, yeah, okay. 3, 1. And then it what? And then it what? The J. The Y coordinate increases. So it would be, nope, that's 3, 1. This way. No, that's the same way I just went. This way. 3, 1. Then 3, 2. Then 3, 3. Right? And then the I goes down by 1, which would put it on 2. Okay, this should work. Then, no. Why wouldn't it work? Well, the range at the very least seems... Okay, here's what we'll do. Debug.log I plus J. Let's see, this is actually a good test of the range. Index out of bounds the array. Okay, well I stood on 1, 1. So it started with 1 minus 1. So I stood here. It did move, it is moving them by the grid amount size, so that's progress, right? Well, I didn't change anything, but that's a good sign. Okay, I was on 1, 1. This one. It started on 1, negative 1. Right. So 1, negative 1. So 2, 0. 2, 0. Which would be this one. Okay. And then the Y change? No. What? 2, 0. The 0 changed. Went up. So 2, 1. And then here. Okay. And then did this. 0, negative 1. 0, 0. 0, 1. Negative 1, negative 1. Negative 1, negative 1. I see, it's because I stood on 1, 0, and that's why I went out of bounds. Because it It's moving them. Okay, this is the wrong part then. It's the position. This part's fine. It's this, where it's actually placing them. That's the issue. How do I fix that? Well, it seems like if it put me on 1 0. From 1 1 to 1 0. 1 to 1 0. So what? But the thing was to the side. Oh, let's look at this again. I need to like deduce what it's doing to cause that. Okay. Put me on from 1 1, which is 1 1 to 1. So it what is your this is 0 1. Okay, where's 0 0 should be down here. Where's 0 0? We gotta find it. You. Not you. What? Did it rotate the entire There's 0 0. Okay, this is 0 0. How? How did it do that? 0 0. You're 0 1. So it flipped you. You should be 0 2. You're 1. How did you end up there? It didn't do the same thing for anything. It moved this one. It's like geometry class. Like I'm trying to figure out like what. Okay, you should be 2 0. Okay. And you're 2 2. So it took this square and it basically did it did a little one of these while also somehow moving it one across. Like this is the proper way now. Like you're 2 2. How did it do that? Here's the thing, for this, it's give current y times size, right? So for this, current y is not I, it's I plus x squared. And it's j plus y chord. I guess it'd be the other y chord plus j. And then x chord plus I. We go minus grid size. Boom. Now this is gonna work. Like that. Okay, so what this should do is nothing, right? Like, this should do nothing. Okay. That's definitely not right. Let's just try this. It's supposed to do nothing. It really is supposed to do nothing. Almost. Okay, well, this is bad because it somehow unaligns them. Which I don't even know how it did that. Oh. Okay, not like this would fix it. What? What? How two of them inside of each other? Okay, so okay, I have to go back. I have to go back to base principles here. Okay. You're taking okay. You're taking, let's say you're on 1-1. The first part that it's taking. Okay, hold on. Example. You're here on 1-1, right? The first one that it takes is this one. You want it to go down in X and down in Y, right? I want to go down 1 and down in Z. I mean, X and Z both need to decrease by 1, let's say. Now it's not 1, it's 10 or whatever. But for now we say it's 1. Right, both values need to go down 1. How do we do that? This stays at 0. Well, that's the important part. It needs to take the current name object dot transform dot position dot x. I don't need this part. Transform dot position dot x, and then transform dot position dot z. So it takes the current value and then it goes times grid dot size times grid dot size. Now, what is being multiplied by the grid dot size? It is the translation, right? So we go plus some number times grid dot size. Now, if both of these are going down, It'd be a plus. The x is the y of the coordinates is the x value of position. So we need to focus on the y here, which is j. Plus y chord plus j times grid size. I don't think I need this last. Right there. And then same thing here. X chord plus I plus. So this is taking the current x position of where you are standing, taking y chord plus j, which at this point would be 1. It's minus. No, it's y coordinate is 1 less. What? You're on 1, 1. And the first one was -1. So this should be no, the y coordinate is j. No. Am I losing my mind? Why do they both start negative? Shouldn't they both? If you're starting at... No, it doesn't. X is 1 greater. But 1 greater is smaller because I flipped it. It's lower on the z-axis because I flipped it. Y coordinate is 1 down. What the freak are you talking about? Y coordinate is 1 down, which is this. So the first y coordinate would be -1 plus 1 is 0, which would be 0 times grid size, which is 0. So it wouldn't, it would just place it on. And then if it's at 1, I guess we could do plus grid size. Because it's just moving 1. I don't know. Let's see what this does. This is frying my brain. It's not even that complicated. It's just it's just algebra. Which is why it's so difficult. Okay, watch this work. Jesus Christ, man. Like, what? How is it getting worse? How is it getting worse? How is it even possible that it's getting worse? Like, at the very least, I was gonna say, it should be sticking to the grid. I got it. I know what it is. I'm taking this, which is the value of the current spot, right? What I need to do is I need to have the the difference between that value and my current value. So it would be y chord minus and then x chord minus that. Okay, I only have 4 pairs of parentheses in here. This might be the least optimal way of doing this anyone's ever invented. But watch this. Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. Am I still on 1-1? Is this still 0-0? It's 2-2. Okay. Really close though. I just need to... How did I do that? How did I do that? This is 0-0? Okay, this is it. I just need to flip it vertically and horizontally, which I think would be doing this. Make the one that was positive negative and make the one that was negative positive. This has to work. Holy moly, 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 moly. Boom! Are you 1-1? You're 1-1. What are you? You're 0-0! And you? Oh, you're 2-2. Holy shrimp. And this just, it just works. Which is really funny that it just working is that it does nothing. Like, that's the current statement, is that it doesn't do anything. All of that was to make it not do anything. That's great, man. Because now, what we do is we just have to make it so that if it's out of bounds, so if how do you do this? I need to say if either of the things, I or J, is out of bounds. I guess if either of these numbers are out of bounds, I suppose, then what? I guess if the X is out of bounds, if the X is out of bounds, if you're all the way across to like 5, then it loops back to 0. If you're at 0, then it would loop back to 5. How would I do that? This is a bit of a rough spot. Because it needs... Basically, let's say you have 5 5s. Those are the limits, right? You need 6 to become 0. And you need -1 to become 5. Or I guess 4. It actually goes up to 4 4. So you need 5 to become 0. And you need -1 to become 5. And if you do that for both the X and the Y, it should just work. So, we'll do just that. We'll have x equals 4 plus I. Y equals y squared plus j. Make these both ints. Next x, next y, and we can even save a little space here and making this y, and making this cut back on the parentheses a little bit then. Beautiful. Let me just make sure this still works, which it should. I don't know why. But you never know. One. You should be 2 2. You should be 0 0. You should be 2 0. You should be 0 1. Okay. That's all. Now, what it needs to do is check. Basically, if next x is greater than x bound of array, next x just this one time, if it's greater than the x bound, equals 0. Because if it becomes 0, that's bad, because the difference, this should go back, because if it's y chord, Okay. Oh, I did too many. X chord plus I. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. If next x is less than 0, next x equals max x length. If next y greater than y bounds of array next y equals 0. Else if next y is less than 0, y equals max rougelike. I mean, yeah, I guess. Okay, so if next x is greater than map grid dot length, would it be length or turns the size of the first dimension, typically rows? What? Get length 1. Next x equals 0. So it's just once, and then else if, because it can't be both logistically, else if next, I guess I'll just say if next x equal is less than 0, next x equals map grid dot length. What? Map grip. Get length 1. If next y is greater than map grid dot get length 0. Stop, not map grip. Y equals 0. I don't think this is gonna work. For like a lot of reasons, I don't think this is gonna work. I know it's bad to have a bunch of if statements in a row. It's 4, it'll be fine. It'll survive. It's not like I'm putting like 20 if statements back to back. It's 4 if statements. Alright, let's see if it works. Okay, that's outside bound 0. Wait. Okay. Didn't even try then. Unless it's this one. Because length is 5, but it only actually goes up to 4, maybe. this variable is. I need to check that. I'll do it in a second. Oh shoot. Wait, did that work? No shot. Oh. Okay. But almost. Interestingly, it worked one time. Okay. It did grab the correct ones, which is extremely unexpected. It grabbed 2, 0, 1, 2, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then this one should be 1, 4. And this one is 3, 4. Okay, it got those. But then it breaks here. Now, why did it break here? Interestingly, it got 1, but then it failed. You have to remember how this works. It goes up. So I think it failed to grab this one. So I think it can't. Oh, wait, well, that's easy. It's because length is 5. So this also has to go -1. -1. Will this actually work? Did I achieve infinity? It's possible. Okay. Grab those. Oh my god. It actually... No way! No way! Oh my goodness gracious. It actually works. So it'll just constantly... Holy moly. Okay. I have to see. Does it work if I make the range 2? The answer is almost surely no, right? I'd be mad surprised if this worked. When the range is 2. Oh my god. No. That's not right. Almost. Okay. It doesn't quite work on 2, which I need it to work on 2. But okay, let me make sure it's working actually on 1. Because it should not be changing the order of these things, right? So like if I go down here, I do this, I do this. I make it loop all the way back to where I'm on. Okay, I'm on 1, 3. Should be 1, 2. 1, 1. 1, 0. Okay. For example, I move this all the way down here. So if this is 1, 0, this should be 0, 0. And this should be 2, 0. And then this should be 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. And if this is 0, 2, 0. So it should be 2, 4, right? Huh. That actually doggone worked. Huh. I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised that it worked. To be honest. One thing I do have to check. And it's okay if this doesn't work. If I make the X range like 2 and the Y range 5, right? If I make it like a rectangle instead of a square. It does generate that properly, which is good. Now, you are 0, 0. You are 1, 0. Oh, yeah, because it has nothing. Doesn't even have anything to grab there. That's my fault. Because they can't move the same thing into the same place 2 times, right? So I use 5, 3. Just naturally, by the way it works, it has to have at least. Oh, I changed the size to that. Oopsie. Okay. So now here, that's not right. 2, 0, 0. You're 1, 4. Why did you show up? What's going on? Okay, I'm just gonna hope that it's because of the thing that I was unsure of. And not because it secretly doesn't work anymore for no reason. Because that would suck. Okay, no, I think it works. Yeah, it worked. It was just because of, Okay, so what are you? You're 2, 4, so you should be 3, 4. 0, 4. Oh yeah, because it's the max. What am I on? From 0, 1? There should be 1, 1. It should be 1, 2. And then 1, 3 would be down here. One 3 is here. 1, 3, and then 1, 4 is down here. This is confusing even for me, and I made it, so. 2, then 1, 2, and then this would be 2, 2, 2, 2. Now the great part is that it just works. But like actually, what that means is if I do this, reference not set to an instance of an object. Trunk chord CS19. Oh, because yeah. Let me fix that now then. Oh, you've got me. Product settings. Script execution order, grid manager. But it's minus 50. Just because. Yeah. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But this is just for me, so it stops causing this. But really? Minus 2,000. What's that? It's like only when it's the first frame for some reason. I don't know why. Oh my god, bro, you're so annoying. Okay, fine. I'll just move it out of the way. Because, like, I get why. Because it takes a few frames for the whole thing to load in, right? So you gotta... Obviously, in an optimal world, you wouldn't be on the thing as it's loading. So it's, like, not an issue I should have to deal with? Yeah, so... Basically... You can see that it just spawns these in infinitely. So I can just go forever. So imagine like when, you know, when these are all rooms, like actual hallways and stuff, right? And there's, you know, walls preventing you from seeing what's in front of you, it just becomes an infinite chamber, basically. A looping chamber, actually. It's not even infinite. Well, it is, but it's looping. Which is cool. Okay. The next thing I need to make work is make the range. Make the range. Because for some reason it doesn't. But I don't know why. Because if I set the range to 2, I don't think it's grabbing the right one, dude. It's hard to like... It's hard to test this because I'm not good with grids. Maybe I should have thought about that before I started making this, but you know, whatever. I'm not the best with grids. Next X, Y. Because what should be happening is it's making, you know, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, right? And it's because it's going, okay, -1 -1 or +1 -1 +1 +1, okay, you know, -1 and then +1 +1, okay, and -1 +1 then I want to go +2 -2 +1 +1 +1 +1, you know, typewriter over +1 +1 +1 -1 +1 +1. It should be doing that. I see. Because if it's over the size of the grid, right? I think that's what's happening. If it's over the size of the grid, That's... How would you go about doing this? Because this doesn't account for it. Like, okay. Example. If I run this with a range of 2 on lock, if I can squeeze through here. Okay, you see, this works kind of, right? Okay, this works. If I'm right here, and I'm on 2, 2. This would be 3, 2. And this would be 4, 2. This one is 2, 1. Right, which makes sense if I'm from 2, 2. Okay, 2, 1. Okay, 2, 0. And then this one should be the max, which is 9. 2, 9. What? Is it working? I should make this number smaller. No, you see. It does this because this one is 0, 1. So what's happening is that instead of generating the actual proper next pieces, because they are outside of the range, not by 1, but by 2 outside of the range, it doesn't place them right. I think the reason why I was doing that is because I was placing 2 of them in the same spot. That's why I was making a gap there. Pretty sure. Because if the next one is this, then it's placing the next one at 0. Which is not right. I still don't exactly understand why this part down here works. I'll be honest. But, you know, whatever. How do you fix this? I could again manually go on and add 4 more if statements, but I don't want to do that. There should be a way where it's like, if the value is outside of a certain range, like flip it or something, right? Like it needs to like flip it or something. And I'm trying to not even think about the fact that I was thinking of stuff like if I have enemies moving around or something, right? Then the enemies would have to move with the chunk, but if you just make an enemy inside of a chunk a child of it, then it'll move with it. Easy. Boom. Boom. That's like really simple. But stopped on this. It's Unity C#. Make it so that if a number surpasses a range, it flips to the other side of the range. Mathf.repeat using the modulo operator. Huh? What? Oh my god, pure white screen. The modulus operator computes the remainder after dividing its first operand by its second. Dude, what? 5 divided by 2 is 1. The remainder. As a result is equal to x minus x divided by y times y. No, y is 0. A divide by 0 exception is thrown. If x and y are non-integer values, x divided by y is computed as... Index equals current value plus 1 divided by range length. Can return negative values for negative inputs. Safely wrap in both directions. Second. I don't know what this is. Okay, what is mathf.repeat? They need floats. Loops the value t that is never larger than length and never smaller than 0. This is similar to the modular operator, but it works with floating point numbers. How is it similar to the modular operation? I don't understand how this makes stuff wrap. How it makes stuff loop. How does it do that? What? Okay. Returns the modulus. If you make it take in the next x value divided by the max length, does it round to 1? I don't get it. I don't understand how this works. Computes the remainder after division, effectively wrapping a number back to 0. What are you talking about? How to use modulo operator to make numbers loop back to 0. Naturally resets the number to 0 and 6. After loop, 1 I is greater than or equal to 1, less than or equal to 20. And every time I mod any I want to get a value between 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I have not found any useful resources online. That's why I posted here. Thanks in advance. Why do people downvote questions? Like, this person just wants help. Why are you downvoting? Operator. If you do mod 3, the possible values are 0, 1, and 2. Even at the starting point, we can shift by 1. Our values are now 1, 2, and 3. So the max length. Get length 0 to 0. Next. Mod. Type int to bool. Yeah. The max. Then it would loop back to 0. Because if the max is 5, but it's actually 4. It's actually 4. So if you have 0, then you do 0 divided by 4, it doesn't let you. Because it's 0. Okay, so this would... This lets... This... Someone help me. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just comment block this whole thing. Comment block that out. So I can try this. Next x equals next x mod map grid dot get length 0 minus 1. Okay. So if it's like 1, what are you talking about? If it's like 1, one divided by 5 is 0. Not 1 divided by 5. 1 modulo. 1 mod 5. It divides into it perfectly, which would make the remainder 0. It doesn't make any sense. Plus 1? Is that what I need to do? Plus 1? Because then if it's 2... then 2. If it's 3, then it would be 3. If it's 4, then it would be 4. 4 divided by 5. What does that leave as a remainder? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Didn't it leave 1? No. It leaves 1 divided by 5 is 5. So the remainder is 0. Two divided by 5 would be 2 with a remainder of 1. Plus 1, that becomes 2. 3 divided by 5 has a remainder of 2. Plus 1 would be 3. But then 4 divided by 5 gives a remainder of 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. That's not 4. So it doesn't work. Am I going crazy? Wait, no, because I'm not doing 4 divided by 5. It's divided. It's length minus 1, which is 4. Okay, but then if I was doing 5, like if the length was 6, and I was doing divided by 5, then it would still cause the same problem. No, this makes an even bigger problem, because now 2 has no remainder. So, it doesn't. It makes no sense. I don't understand. It's a remainder operator? Where's the 0, 1, and 2? I don't remember what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it so that I need somebody. This is nobody. Being lonely can be like I'm live streaming onto the internet. Infinite amount of people are currently. It says 0 people. 0 people want to click on little old me. It's kind of sad. A little sad, no? People just buy viewers, to be honest. I'd never do that. Don't blame me. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Like I don't. Value. What do I range length? Plus range length. What are you talking about? Okay, so what it's saying is you do Next is mod range length, which would be Q. Range length plus range length, and then mod again. range length? What are you talking about, bro? Private max x private y. And then here x equals 1 y. Same thing. 1, that's 1. Okay. I don't understand why this would work, but it's what the internet is telling me to put in. Oh, what is it doing? If the next, if the coordinate is, let's say I'm on 2, 2, the first coordinate it would give would be 4, 0. Four. The max is 4. 4. Flop. 4. The max is 4. 0 plus 4. 0 again. Which would turn the next act from 4 to 0, which is not what I want it to do. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? 3 would give you 1 remaining. 3, the max is 4, would give you 1 remaining. Right? 1 remaining plus 4 is 5. Maybe if you don't minus 1, so these would be 5s. So if you have, say 4, 5, the remainder is 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. The remainder going into 5 would be 1. It's also not 4. I don't understand. I don't understand. If the x value is 4, it shouldn't loop. It should still be 4. Right? 4 mod. Let me put this into Google. 4 mod 5 plus 5 mod 9 mod 5 54. Okay, that makes sense. And then if you have 5, so if you do 5 mod 4 is 1. 1, no, it would be 5 mod 5. 5 mod 5 is 0. Then plus 5. Mod 5 again would be 0. So it would loop back to 0. Which is what you want. But if this is 0, if next x is 0... Okay, well I guess you would just do... If next... No, because it would... I wanted to loop back. No, because if we're on... If next... Okay. No, I don't know what's going on. If next x does not equal 0, because 0 is never needing to loop, it's never passed. 0 is always in the range. But if it's -1, -1 mod is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 mod 5 is 4, which is looping back around. Okay. What if we're on 10? 10 by 10. So the max length for you would be 9. But no, that would be... So if I put in a 10, if I put in like a 4 mod 10 is 4 plus 10. 4 plus 10 is 14. 14 mod 10 is 4. I think this works. If next y equals 0, then next y equals next y mod max y plus max y mod max y. Boom. Dude. And if it's 0, then the next one is 0. Will this work? It's not even in full screen. Why? Okay. Maybe. Let me make this smaller. Everything up top should move down too. Haha! I think it worked. I have no way of knowing if it worked. Okay, this should be the same one. This should be 2 0. 2 0. This should be 2 4 down here. 3, sorry. Because... No. Wait. Yes. Because after 0 comes 4 and then 3. You're right, you're right. You're right. I think this works. I have no way of knowing. I don't know, I just checked and it seemed fine. Okay, so if I do like 10 by 10, and I make this like 3, it should still hold up, no? It's a different variable. You are range 3. I don't see why it wouldn't work. And I'm not gonna have the range be 3 because that's... But isn't that just a 10 by 10? 3, 6, no, it's a 9 by 9. Or 7 by 7. So, I mean... Low key? What, it's a 7 by 7, right? Yeah, because 3 by 3, 5 by 5, 7 by 7. Yep, move the whole thing. Maybe we'll do range 3. I mean, it works. Okay. I had that working in one day. Are you serious? It is 11:48. Look, did you see? I got this working. It goes on infinitely, looping the rooms. That's incredible to hear. What, did you hear about interior cameraman best viewers? Now that's what I like to hear. Oh, I timed that guy out for 1,000,000 seconds. I meant it permanently, man. There we go. Were you like casting spells? I pretty much was. To get this functioning, I kind of had to be casting some spells. Yeah, this works now perfectly. It'll loop infinitely. No matter what the size is of the layout, as long as it's a rectangle, which I can set the rectangularness of it. And if you imagine there being walls here, then you wouldn't even be seeing the new chunks moving in. It works perfectly. Which is pretty exciting. That I got this to work in 3 hours? I feel like that's really good. Yeah, that'll be the end of the stream. So it works out anyways. Yeah, so thank you chat for watching. Thank you chat for watching. It was a grand old time. Doing this. Some really good progress this time. Even better than last time, I'd say. Super proud that I got this working before I went to bed. I really wasn't sure if I was I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to, but I did. Which is cool. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'll see y'all. I'll see you guys. I'll see chat. I was gonna say tomorrow, but I don't know, maybe. Um, yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Okay, whatever. Okay.